Hello everybody, well, this is my very first English video, so I'm very sorry for bad grammar or wrong pronunciation. But there is a topic that came up into my mind just as I watched a video about a few facts about Flandre Scarlet from the Touhou series. And actually there is something strange about her name, as in the video they say they have no real idea where it came from, and I just had something like, it just popped into my mind as I thought about it, and I came up with the idea it's because of the pronunciation in the Japanese where you find the linkage, because in Japanese you pronounce the name Flandre, which already you maybe guessed it has some very specific pronunciation points, and which means you can put it out into Fran and Dor. What you've got is Fran, like short for frantic, frantic being pronounced in Japanese like Furantiku, and doll like for the little puppet, the doll. Doll being pronounced in Japanese as Dor. What I think is the meaning is that the Flandre, I will just keep up with the Japanese name Flandre. Flandre wasn't really a vampire at the first place. She used to be a doll, a playmate for Remilia, who was from, I guess, from a higher hierarchy or something like this. From maybe there was already this rumor that she was linked with Dracula. Well, think about it. She's a vampire. She's all on her own, and there aren't a lot of people who are caring about her. So what is she doing? She will use one of her toys as her mate, as her playmate, and so there is this puppet, and she's playing with her for a long time, and because she was something that resembled for her the only playmate and the only person to be around, she turned into something like a younger sister for Remilia. And the reason why it is a younger, not an elder sister, is very simple, because Remilia has this very bossy tone, and her habits being some kind of superior against others means that she always will try to be in the position of an elder sister. Well, that means that Remilia already has this strong bond to this doll, because it was her only playmate, the only thing she knew around. Well, you can argue, well, there must be someone who had fed her and so on, and it's true, I guess it is, but there was no one who was really there to talk with her and so on, which makes something very difficult from this point on, because after a while, in my theory, Remilia gets too old to play with the doll, and so she's grown out of this age and she stops to play with the toy, this doll, and forgets her in her room, because she doesn't need to play with it anymore, and she has also to move out to a larger room because she's out of this age. That means that also resembles the age difference between Flandre and Remilia in this point. Well, the thing is that having been taken so much care about for so many years, Flandre has already been strengthened and been possessed by the power of the bond as a sister from Remilia, that she had built up her own consciousness. That means also that she has already the same needs like Remilia, because she is imitating her. Or better to say, Remilia forces her to imitate her to be real for her. That means she needs also the same habits, needs like drinking blood, which is one of the strongest arguments for it, and also her weaknesses against this typical cliche stories about vampires like sunlight and so on. I don't want to say any further things about this kind of weaknesses because there are so many confusing and controversial stories about it. Well, let's keep up with the other points. So she was forgotten for so many years, 495 years around. And at that time, because it was not because Flandre really forgot about her, I guess, because she still let somebody get down there and fed her, right? And she needed to live somehow. But as she was refused to play with Remilia, and there was no chance to be with her elder sister, Flandre gets this feeling of being forgotten, being lonely. And that's the point where this first word of Flandre, the word frantic, turns in, because she is now furious. She is frantic in the meaning of being completely possessively aggressive and going absolutely mad. The thing is that she only was a playmate, so she doesn't know how to fight or to be aggressive or something like this in this way. She only realizes that there is this kind of destroying things, like she destroys everything, and she has this habit of being overpowerful. Well, this comes back to the point, or better, that's the reason why she always thinks this kind of crazy and aggressive kinds of playing around is just a game for her, because she doesn't know that there is something called like a fight or a battle. She only knows that she has something and she destroys it, and that's the reason why she is always thinking about it as a game. And that's with this danmaku gokko. That means so that she isn't and this whole thing about danmaku fightings, as there's also a kind of a game in the Gensokyo society, it also for her is a real game, and because she has fun to hunt something down, she doesn't realize that, or she doesn't know what the worth of the life is that she is hunting at, because everything else was just toys and so on, and she has this the few points that I guess and makes it up. Another point why I think is why she used to be a doll and not really a being is because of her crystals and her wings. Well, you have to think about it. You have a doll that turns into a new being by the force of possessive power or of the bond to her sister, but also, of course, because of magic that came into it by this kind of a possession, or because of some kind of energy that turns into it. That brings together the fact that she has discolored crystals on her wings, which maybe were even not even coincidentally, but were an idea from Remilia to make Flandre reassemble her more by adding her wings. Of course, this crystal has also the power to be the power source to bring this doll into movement, and to start it up to be like an battery or an energy source. And that's the reason, I guess, there are these crystals, and also they are so active and so important in her being, because every time if you think about Flandre, you always think first about her crystal and her wings, then something special about her clothing, because her clothing is very simple. If you think about red and white colored dress or something like other kinds of dress up, you also may think about Yuka or about Dame, because they all have red and white, so there isn't something special about her clothing. The special thing are her wings that makes her different from the others. So there you have it. There are the few points that I got about it. And also, if you think about it, the reason why I say that Remilia might even tried and forced not to play with her doll is because she wanted to be aware about her being now, about being elder, having grown up, forgotten about her childhood, which might have been even a trauma. Maybe I will think about it another time, but that maybe means that Flandre is for her something like, I don't know, a time machine, like a time capsule of old memories and so on. And that's the reason why she is so childish, why Flandre is so childish and so happy and everything around, because she has this old memories and the feelings that Remilia had because she was directly at her, by her at the time. Yeah. Well, that's all that I came up with for now, but of course there might be some other points and reasons, and I really like to talk about this topic with you a bit more in detail and deeper, and I want to hear your ideas and maybe even your cons about this theory, because I'm really not sure about it, and I'm very, very glad if you would give up your if you can tell me your opinions about this, and if you can make this conversation even a bit more interesting by bringing up your own theories. But just to summarize it all up, my idea of the reason why Flandre is called Flandre is because of the Japanese pronunciation of the words Fran and doll. It's as Frandore, that even so in addition means that altogether, and summarize, that means that her name is just an corporation or mix up from the words frantic and doll. Yeah, thank you for watching, or better to say listening to this video, and yeah, maybe I will make another one in a while. Well, we will see. I have to add something, because I thought a little bit about the main theme from Flandre, which is you and own was her. Well, I just checked the word own because I was very interested at the meaning of it, and there is something very special about it, because if you read it in Welsh, it means lamb, but also it means the innocent lamb. So the lamb that is innocent from all this guilt, being so crazy and mad, because the real threat or the main reason why she is like this is Remilia and her way how she used and treated her. That would give the explanation and the answer why it is in it, because UN is standing for unknown, own, the unknown innocent lamb was her. Well, I think I've got nothing else that I've got to add to it. Thank you for watching.